Hey, this is Luis with CISS. This is an instructional video on how to install HP 564 cartridges. All HP printers are probably different. This is an older version, but the installation methods are pretty much the same. So there's a few things you want to do first before we get started. And first thing we want to do is obviously remove the OEMs from here. Alright, so if you look inside of the printhead here, you'll notice that there's already some kind of washers installed on there. But we also include a set of our own. You have to make sure you install these before anything. If you don't install these washers, when you install the cartridges on there, it's going to leak inside of the printhead and you're probably going to have to take it off and clean it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I took the washers out of the bag already. Just make sure to install the thin side on the bottom here, so this way it'll fit properly. If you don't adjust this and fit this properly, you're not going to get the proper suction for the cartridges. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so what I would do, even though it's already in there, is probably grab just something to push it in and adjust it right. Alright. Just make sure it's even all around. Alright, so once again, this is creating an extra seal for you guys so it won't leak inside of the printer. At the same time, if you don't install these washers, what ends up happening is the printer is going to end up sucking air and ink at the same time, and your prints are going to come out really blurry. So once again, if you don't get these in your package, call us right away and we'll send them out to you. Okay, so this also would apply for the HP 920 series, which is a 6500 and the 7000. It's almost the same installation method. I believe the 7000 is a white format though. There we go, so my washers are installed. Alright, so next step, definitely be installing these cartridges. So there's a few things you might want to consider before you get started with these. You want to set up a work area. These cartridges have the potential of leaking as soon as you remove the pedestals, so keep that in mind, okay? Might get a little messy too. Also make sure that your tanks are actually all plugged up. The more air there's in the system, the more likely these cartridges are going to leak, okay? So to ensure minimal leaking, what I would do is I would take off the pedestals one by one, squeeze the cartridge a little bit and grab a paper towel, and then stab up that excess ink right there. And this is basically the best way to do this. Gloves will be nice too. You don't want to get ink all over your fingers. Okay, so we're pretty much good to go. Go ahead and grab the cartridges. Make sure the proper colors are aligned with the printhead here first before you even try it. The best way for me that I figured out to do this is actually try and flip them in there kind of all together at the same time. Don't squeeze on them once it's in there, and then go from right to left. Should hear a loud snap on each cartridge. If you don't hear a snap for whatever reason, just readjust it and it's just snapped in. Okay, so we noticed that there wasn't much of a mess that I made doing it this way. Key here is the tanks are plugged up, okay? Alright, so now the cartridges are snapped in there, minimal mess, so that's the way you want to do it, okay? So next step will be installing the bracket, and here's the bracket that's included in the kit. We're going to hang this up here. The reason we're going to do this is basically this is the best way for you to hang your lines and not allow it to get caught here or here. If you don't want to do this, you could always have a clip on this side here, but that would require you cutting this, which is too much work. So this is what we're going to do right now. Go ahead and remove the sticky backing. And then go ahead and try to center it. Like you see this section here, just go straight up, stick it in there. This clip actually has 3 small sections here where you could actually grab the hoses from, okay? We're actually only going to use one here, so what we're going to do is hang the line here. Alright, and you only want to leave enough slack for it to move left and right. So you can see there, it's just enough for it to move left and right. Alright, I'm going to use the second one here, simply because I'm sending my tanks out going this way. Alright, so we're not done yet. In cartridge access door is open. So basically what this means is that there's a lid sensor on there. We would probably need to make something up. We don't include anything in the kit in order for you to just jam in there, but what I would do is just, you know, fold a piece of paper just big enough for it to fit in there. What we're gonna do is jam that in there. So you can see it's already charging. At this point, let it charge, let it do what it needs to do. There is ink on each reservoir there, so there's no worries of it sucking air. So we're gonna install the air filters, which is typically the last step here. Alright, so go ahead and take the smaller plug off the double plug here. And of course the kit's going to come with syringes and needles, and then actually 5 air filters here in this case. Alright, just go ahead and install it back side first. Once you have the filters done, go ahead and let the ink charge. Once that's done, you know, you'll be ready to go. So you can see it's already charging. Alright, so the downside about this is that you have to have your lid open at all times in order for you to print, so just keep that in mind, okay? If you're looking at this video before making the purchase and you don't feel like you have to have your lid open, I consider maybe getting refillable cartridges. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and give us a call or send us an email and we'll be able to help. Thanks.